This is a powerful, highly reflective piece of personal writing that blends prayer, self-rebuke, and theological metaphor. It reads like a raw journal entry set to a backdrop of personal accountability. Here is an in-depth breakdown of the themes, structure, literary devices, and imagery at play. 1. Title and visual metaphor. Wordplay, inhale. Capitalizing and bracketing the S transforms the word history into his story. It frames the writer's personal narrative not as an isolated human struggle, but as part of a larger divine narrative controlled by God. The hashtag the world is Avenal record, a striking poetic metaphor. A vinyl record revolves in continuous grooves, playing out a song that's already been cut. It suggests life moves in cycles, repeating patterns until you intentionally change the track or lift the needle. Cover imagery. The distorted, low-fidelity purple/violet aesthetic gives it an intimate, late-night reflection feel, fitting for a moment of deep introspection inside a car looking through a rear-view mirror. 2. Voice shifts and internal dialogue. The narrative voice shifts rapidly across 3 distinct stances, giving it a dramatic internal tension. 1. Supplication to God, asterisk. Lord, give me the strength you gave Samson. I love you. It begins as a desperate, honest plea for strength to purge toxic thoughts or words, poison from my lips, mind, heart. 2. General realization/philosophy. No woman, no matter how godly, is meant to carry the weight of being your foundation. Here, the writer pivots to a broader spiritual truth. Romanticizing or placing the total burden of one's personal identity onto another human being inevitably crushes the relationship under realistic weight. 3. Self-rebuke to self. Asterisk. You know better. I'm disappointed in you. The perspective shifts sharply to second-person self-reflection. The writer isn't lecturing someone else. They are looking in the mirror, holding themselves accountable for repeating an old mistake. 3. Biblical allusions and symbolism. The Samson motif, asterisk referencing Samson, is intentional and heavy with context. Samson possessed immense physical strength, but his ultimate downfall was vulnerability in relationships, putting his trust where it didn't belong. Asking for Samson's strength is a plea for the power to break free from self-destructive habits or emotional entanglements, purging the poison. Tracking the poison from lips, right arrow mind, right arrow heart, reverses the classic proverb, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. The writer wants to cleanse the speech first, work backward into thought patterns, and ultimately heal the core motivation. The rock anchor, Matthew chapter 7 and 1 Corinthians chapter 10. The citations ground the emotional turmoil in a solid framework. By contrasting a human foundation with a spiritual one, the writer explicitly diagnoses why things fell apart, expecting a person to act as an anchor that only faith/truth was meant to provide. 4. Complementary element, the music. Song playing. The Fight by the Classic Crime. The choice of track in the footer is fitting. The classic crime frequently addresses themes of internal warfare, faith, failure, and persistence. It adds an auditory backdrop of perseverance, acknowledging that taking responsibility and moving forward is an ongoing fight. Summary. The piece is an evocative look at unburdening another person from the role of savior. It moves from raw emotion to self-accountability, ending on a grounded, structured note. It takes a moment of personal disappointment and reframes it as a necessary course correction.